just next to that area. That way, you know, if something comes in. One thing I did notice is he had taken out those destructible rocks, and so that changeling is just going to run right past in there. He gets a nice jog there. Oh, nope, gets blown up. So he doesn't go that direction because he figures he may run into my units. That's one of the reasons I dropped that changeling over there. And as soon as he sees that creep, you'll see he starts backing off. You can see all the red there, but he's not going to be too aggressive with that. So I'm going to move all those roaches down because I want to get on the outside of him if he does manage to come through there, and he's blown up that destructible. So I want him to run into those spine crawlers first, and then get the roaches on the left side of him to pick off most of the stalkers that he has there. So a couple of overlords coming out. I need to get more drones, but I don't have the supplies. So a couple of zerglings are going to do pretty well against this group. Here comes the stalkers, and as I had expected, he might come at the steam, and so he does do that. I'm going to get a nice attack on him, and I pull all my units back behind there. I lost a couple, he lost a couple. I probably lost a few more. If I had waited a little longer, it might have worked a little better. But I do have 2 queens, both of my queens up there, and a few infestors to pick off some of the stuff that he has. And I'm going to grab the neural parasite. So finally getting some of the my hatcheries and drones finally getting some of the love that they deserve. There's a couple more zerglings that are going to do pretty well against his units. He's backed up once again. And I'm going to move my units forward there. Finally getting a couple additional attack units. Still not enough drones here, though. Don't know anything about his expansion. I haven't had a good scout on his base for a while, so. There goes a Ling, and he's sitting his force there, so it's pretty easy to see. Couple more Lings. I'm going to want to go in and probably attack him sometime soon. There goes a changeling in there to get a scout on his base. And a few more infestors. Quite a few infestors, actually, but very nice unit to have. There goes the creep tumor moving up there. It'll give me a nice amount of creep to move in towards his base with. And I'm going to get those infestors kind of up near the front. You got to be really careful with those because you definitely don't want to lose those. Are relatively weak units. So I decided I was going to go up. Then I backed out a little bit. I need to get a couple more drones there. And I'm going to go ahead and move towards this expansion because my initial base is going to start losing some stuff soon. So, knowing that I had the economic advantage and he's already backed off from a fight, I'm in a pretty good position to sit by and wait, make him build up a force, and then play defensively against it, because I've got those spine crawlers. As I mentioned in quite a few, I did notice his DTs, and he's not going to get a whole lot done there, so I sent all my units into the back. And bye-bye DTs. You didn't get anything accomplished, and you lost all your DTs, killed a couple of Zerglings. So I'm really glad that your attempted proxy with a shuttle did not work. But it was a nice try, so. And there goes the Ultralisk Cavern to get some Ultras down. As you notice, I've got a decent amount of both minerals and gas, but I'm not using a lot of the gas real efficiently, so let's get that down there. And I'm going to try to get a scout, because I don't want him to take out that spine crawler while I have a chance. So, or not the spine crawler, the creep tumor. I want that to at least get in there. So, again, firing off, because I can get a good check on him, and he has just pushed himself up against a wall, which is the worst possible thing he could do. You're probably going to see some. There they go. A couple infested Terrans, not enough of them, and there's the rest of them. And you'll see that I made a surround of those infested Terrans, so it makes it real hard for him to get out. You'll notice there are the Colossi. Those were I was worried about, and so I'm going to back off right now. I don't have enough energy. I just blew most of my energy with those infestors. And so I'm going to either have to get some Ultralisks, which do pretty well against this Colossi, or I'm going to have to get, or wait for the infestors or corruptors. So, and there goes that down to the bottom. So getting a scout on there. Somehow my rally points got set all funky. So I am finally getting those queens. I'm going to pull some of these drones off of each of these, get them down here to this thing. And so you can see that there they go down, and you've got some coming off of each of them going down to get those advanced minerals, which is great. I'll get the additional gas there as well. So he lost most of his stalkers there, as you can see. You don't want to squish stalkers up against a wall. They do best when they're packed, and they really do need some support from Colossi. They do pretty well, but they're not the best unit there is. A few, oh, I forget what they're called. A few Colossi or anything else like that, some good attackers would have done a little better. But I did see that shuttle moving down there, which tells me, hey, I'm going to have to get a good look and take out any expansion he has down there. You'll see right now if you look at the expansion of his that I've got a changeling just sitting in there. So I know he's got some units there, but he doesn't have a real good scout on them. I'm going to want to take those out as soon as I possibly can. So sending a Zergling in. I'm going to try to get a little bit of a scout there, and they do get zapped by those Colossi before I can see them. So I saw at least 6 lasers, which tells me there's at least 3 Colossi. And getting some drones there, some additional attacking units, and I still haven't fixed all the drones that are there. So got a couple extra units. I probably have enough units at this point to go in and take him out. However, I don't really like attacking Colossi uphill, so I'll just wait him out. I've got the rich mineral expansion here, and I know that I can outlast him with this. Plus, I've got a pretty good scout, and because I have those creep tumors straight across the front, I will know whenever he tries to leave with his units, at least for the time being until he goes and kills those off, which it doesn't appear he's doing yet. So sending this overseer I built, because I did see that shuttle going down to the bottom center area, that expansion to the right of the rich mineral fields. I'm going to want to get a check on that. While I head into a sugar-induced coma from the amount of sugar I put in that coffee on accident. So you can see quite the army here. A real good counter for the Colossi too. I've got some Roaches to initially absorb a little damage. They're going to get torn out pretty bad, but that's alright for now. Getting those rich minerals harvested pretty well with my drones. And I've got pretty good control of the map right now. I do have a scout on his base, so he's not going to be able to do a whole lot with that in the bottom right corner if I go ahead and take out the units he has there. But I do send an overlord to the middle left, which is the other expansion, just in case he gets the idea to take some probes over there as well. So there goes that next expansion. I need to get some additional mineral harvesting here, but I got quite a few minerals and gas. I'm going to get some Ultralisk coming out of here soon. So I'm going to pull most of my units down there to take out, if I can, his expansion. I'm in a pretty good position to do that. And here come those drones down as well. I didn't get the larva there, even though I should. And I've got my overlords pretty heavily packed up. It's not the greatest idea, but let's see what happens. So I get most of my units coming down there, and then I notice he starts to move across at about the same time, and I'm like, uh-oh, this could be ugly. So got some engagement going on here with some of my Ultralists. I'm going to grapple a hold of a bunch of those Colossi. So I got 3, it looks like 3, 4, 5 of his Colossi that he had been saving up there are now grabbed, and those infestors are just tearing up his own units with those Colossi. So looks like I can control 4, 5, 6 of those things. He's losing a ton of units, and those corruptors are just tearing up what he has remaining. Now, fortunately, I did lose quite a few units as well, and I have those lings down there. However, if you notice, some of my unit minerals just plummeted to the ground, and that's me starting some Ultralisk, because they do so well against those stalkers, the stalkers and the Colossi. So going in there, taking out what I can, and I got some Zerglings because they're easy to get. They do very well against the against the other units, and I'm going to go ahead and take out what I can. Got a few of those infested, or a few of those ultralisks up, and a few of the infestors still. So infestors try to get, there's a grapple on one of them, and on the other, and the third one. And so I'm going to pick these things off while I still have a chance. I'm going to make them kill. I'm going to kill them while I still have control of them, so that he can't just blast on my units. And there go all three of his colossi to my infestors. So now it's time to take out his expansion. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Finish it off while I have the chance.